The 6 Roger Clemens rookie cards, full details and price guide. Once upon a time, Roger Clemens rookie cards looked like they were destined to rewrite the hobby record books when it came to prices for cardboard featuring a starting pitcher. Just like the man himself threatened to rewrite baseball's record book. When Clemens burst onto the national scene in 1986 with a 24-4 record for the American League champion Boston Red Sox, collectors scrambled to pull his 1985 rookie cards from the scrap heap. And it didn't take long before we realized that the Rocket had also been featured in the limited 1984 Fleer update set, sending prices on that baby spiraling upwards. As Clemens flourished in Boston over the next decade, racking up 3 Cy Young awards and zeroing in on 200 wins, it became a foregone conclusion that he'd end up in the Hall of Fame. But baseball is fickle. And a few health issues, combined with the 1994-95 player strike, started to make Roger look human, resulting in a couple of losing records. Nothing that a February 1999 trade to the Toronto Blue Jays couldn't fix, though, and Clemens reeled off 4 Cy Young seasons over the next 8 summers, split between Toronto, the New York Yankees, and the Houston Astros. After softening during his down years, Clemens' cards were on fire again, and by the time steroid whispers began to swirl in the 2000s, Roger's cardboards were once again among the hobby elite. Those rumors did swirl, though, and though they've never really stopped, resulting in a tarnished reputation that has worked against Clemens in his bid for Cooperstown enshrinement. Over the last 2 decades, as Clemens wrapped up his career and then watched his Hall of Fame candidacy stall, his cards have stagnated to a large degree as well. But the final record shows that this is one of the game's greatest pitchers ever, with a solid Hall of Fame case even before that late career run. Whether he'll ever make the leap into baseball's Hall of Immortals is debatable, but one thing is for sure. Even with all the controversy swirling around him, these Roger Clemens rookie cards helped build the hobby in the 1980s, and they remain cardboard classics today. 1984 Fleer Update Roger Clemens, number U27. When word broke in 1984 that Fleer would issue an update set that fall, no one was really sure what to expect. Though collectors had welcomed the newcomer when they broke Topps monopoly in 1981, on the heels of that 1980 antitrust lawsuit, Fleer hadn't exactly supplanted the old gum company as the real one. And with Topps having issued traded sets since 1981, some old-timers were already decrying the abundance of choices. Could the market really bear another year-end set? Like I said, no one was sure, including Fleer. But they had already missed out on the year-end hype surrounding Cal Ripken Jr. in 1982 and Darryl Strawberry in 1983, and they weren't about to miss out on the phenom of phenoms, Dwight Gooden. So the Philadelphia Gum Company made their set, but in limited quantities. How limited? Estimates vary, and you can find opinions in forums and on sites all over the place. But the consensus seems to point to tens of thousands of sets rather than the millions of each base set running around in the world. As it turned out, the hobby was ready for Fleer updates, and collectors and dealers and investor speculators scooped up the sets pretty quickly as Christmas approached. Gooden and perceived scarcity drove the initial push, and prices escalated quickly. That Pete Rose card showing Charlie Hustle with the Montreal Expos didn't hurt things either. And that Brett Saberhagen broke out for the Kansas City Royals in 1985, there was no turning back for this set and Fleer update in general. A big season by Kirby Puckett in 1986 made the 1984 Fleer update even more desirable. But it was Clemens' explosive all-time great campaign that really lit the money machine when it came to the set, especially considering that Topps skipped Roger in their 1984 traded issue. By the end of the decade, the 1984 Fleer update set was deep into 3-figure territory and threatened to add another 0 before hard times befell Sabes, Dr. K, Rose, and Clemens. Today, all the major players in this issue have their place in history more or less established, with Puckett in the Hall of Fame and the others falling short, so far at least. As it turns out, though, plenty of other eventual Hall of Famers made appearances in the set, from Tom Seaver to Dennis Eckersley to Tony Pettis to Phil Niekro, not to mention other big names like David Parker, Dusty Baker, and Darrell Evans. And even with all that star power, and even with all its warts, it's Clemens who still sits atop the 1984 Fleer update heap here in the 2020s. In early 2021, the PSA Sports Market Report SMR Price Guide has the Clemens Rookie Card, or Extended Rookie Card XRC, at $350 in PSA 9 and north of $1,500 in perfect 10 condition. Pricing information for cards that follow also culled from the PSA SMR. 1985 Donruss Roger Clemens, number 273. Donruss made a big leap forward in card and photo quality in 1984, and an even bigger leap in hobby perceptions thanks to reduced print runs from the 1983 levels. Those factors helped add fuel to the fire that Don Mattingly lit during that Olympic summer when he came out of nowhere to lead the American League in hitting, shooting his 1984 Donruss rookie card right over the moon. Big D capitalized on that momentum in 1985 by unleashing a stylish black border design that was an immediate love-hate affair for collectors. Enough of us chose love to set the rookie card of Eric Davis, Gooden, Saberhagen, and others on an immediate upward price trend. That combined tableau established Donruss as an elite brand of the year and set the stage for Rocket to explode a year later. Indeed, as Clemens climbed to prominence in 1986, so did his Donruss rookie card, and it quickly became the base card to own if you wanted a piece of the rocket. Today, the 1985 Donruss Roger Clemens rookie card sells for about $50 in graded mint condition, and more than $300 when slabbed in gem. 1985 Fleer Roger Clemens, number 155. Now, obviously, this was not Fleer's first card of Clemens, but it is his first Fleer rookie card, generally considered to be the first card of a player from a given manufacturer that was widely available through retail outlets. Semantics, yes, but it gets us another look at a young Rocket, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like their Donruss counterparts, Fleer tried something sort of different in 1985, opting for gray borders that were similar to the 1983 issue, but with a touchless brown. Overall, the set was solid, but not spectacular. And the same pretty much applies to his Clemens rookie card. It features an intense headshot of the fireballer in a set that wasn't terribly overproduced, and in fact has shown itself over the years to be somewhat scarcer than the Topps and Donruss sets from the same year. The result, more than 35 years on, is a rookie card that sells for $60 or so in PSA 9 condition and around $600 in PSA 10. 1985 Leaf Roger Clemens, number 99. The 1985 Leaf issue was a 264-card set produced by Donruss for sale in the Canadian market. Photos are the same as the base Donruss set, and the design is the same, except for the addition of a leaf. Get it? Next to the Donruss logo on card fronts, and some French text on card backs. Though the checklist was much smaller than that of the Donruss base set at 660 cards, Donruss and Leaf managed to include a Clemens rookie card in their joint effort. Not surprisingly, these cards are fairly scarce relative to other 1985 Clemens cards, bumping prices up to around $60 in PSA 9 and $900 in PSA 10 for top-graded specimens. 1985 Topps Roger Clemens, number 181. The old standby, Topps produced a very solid, very Topps-y set in 1985, big at 792 cards, mushy brown cardstock, subsets and special cards, and plenty of room for rookies. One of those rookies was, of course, Roger Clemens. And while this card may have never had the pizzazz of the Donruss or the scarcity of the 1984 Fleer update, or even the 1985 Fleer Leaf, it's been consistently popular over the decades. Today, the 1985 Topps Roger Clemens rookie card sells for around $45 in graded mint condition, while gem copies can bring in $700 or more. 1985 Topps Tiffany Roger Clemens, number 181. If you're looking for a Topps Clemens rookie card that does deliver some snazziness and a little bit more financial firepower, you might want to take a gander at the 1985 Topps Tiffany version. The Topps Tiffany cards were identical to the base issue, except they were printed on blazing white cardstock and shellacked with a shiny lacquer that would make Rudolph's Shiny New Year dull with envy. With just 5,000 of each piece produced, the 1985 Topps Tiffany cards were about as close to rare as any issue from the 1980s ever got, and Clemens is priced accordingly. Expect to pay $425 or more for a PSA 9 copy and $5,000 plus for a card in PSA 10.